Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs. It's day 6 of my 12 days of Christmas crafting. This morning we are using the Festive Friends bundle. Now, as happens every year, the last chance list comes out. A lot of the things that I am scheduled to use goes on the last chance list, and then some of them sell out, which has happened to this adorable stamp set. So hopefully you already have yours. Now, the dies are still available if you need the dies, but the stamp set unfortunately is sold out. Now, if you don't have this bundle, you could always use something else in its place. I'm using some really cute colors that I think you could use other stamps with in case that you need them, but I wanted to keep the projects I'd already designed for those of you, especially that have already purchased the Festive Friends bundle. I'm also using the sentiment from Snowflake Kisses. Man, I've been using this stamp set a lot. The sentiments are great. Okay, let's get started. Let me move things out of the way. I never have enough room up here. All right, the first thing we're going to make is a pocket card. Really easy. This pocket card is just folded cardstock. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're using Pretty in Pink. I love Pretty in Pink. It's so fun. This is well, let me turn my notes right side up so I can read them. 5.5 by 9. We're going to score the long side at 3 3/8 and 7 5/8 right here. Okay. So we're just going to fold this like this and like this. Before we do that, I want to punch out the little notch at the top. And what I recommend you doing is punching the notch out from scrap paper first. I can tell you 90% of the time when I try to punch something, it's off-centered. So this way, if I have a little scratch paper, this just happens to be the punched out from the first one I made. That way I can see, I can place it there and kind of eyeball it. Now, if you want to use a ruler, you can. I think that's pretty good, pretty centered. And I'm going to use that as my guide to punch like that. Okay. Before we adhere it, I'm going to stamp the snowflakes on the front. You could do the back too if you want, but I think I'm just going to stick with the front today. And I'm going to take the snowflake stamp that's in this set, and I'm just going to stamp kind of randomly. Down here, most of this is going to be covered, so I want some like down on the edges like that. Let's see. See, you want kind of up here, around. I think I'm going to add another one like going off the edge like that. Okay, perfect. Now let's put on our adhesive. I'm going to put adhesive along the bottom. You know what? I'm going to use tear and tape because it's skinny. We want to make sure we have enough room for the card that we're going to slide in. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that along this edge over here and along that bottom. Okay, so peel these pieces off. Well, let's see. Okay, there we go. It was like, I'm not coming off. It's a Monday. All right, now fold over. Nope, fold up. Almost did it backwards. Fold in the shorter side, then fold over the longer side, and then press that adhesive in. So then you've made your little pocket, okay? All right, so for the piece that goes inside, check it out and see if it fits. You might need to trim it. Oh, perfect. All right, so my measurements were correct. I've got just a skinny piece of the Jolly or North Pole Delivery Designer Series paper that I'm going to put kind of down about 1/4 of the way from the bottom. Okay, oh, that is crooked. Let's use the grid paper. Grid paper is perfect for this. There we go. Snip, snip, and then we're going to use that snowflake again, and we'll just add a few like that. All right, and I can't remember. Did I stamp a sentiment on the inside? I don't think I did. No, I did not. Okay, let's put that back in. We'll adhere this onto a piece of real red and slide that in like that. All right, now we've got another piece of that North Pole Delivery Designer Series paper. Put that right there. Now remember, the full supply list and measurements will be on my blog today. So you can hop over there and get that. Looks like I trimmed it too long. There we go. Okay, and then again, like I did last week, I am using the Balmy Blue ribbon with the Pool Party paper. I think it goes just fine. They are not exactly the same color, but because the Balmy Blue ribbon is sheer, it just blends nicely with the Pool Party. So I think it's a safe bet to use with Pool Party. All right, snip, snip, there we go. Okay, now let's do our coloring. We are gonna color, we're gonna stamp. Who are we using this time? Oh, the little snowman. The little snowman. This stamp set, probably one of my favorites this year. I like cutesy images and I like to color. So this one was definitely top of my list. Okay, now I'm going to use Real Red and Balmy Blue, Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to use a color lifter as well. We're also going to use Wink of Stella. Let me pull over my chair so that I hopefully stay in the lines. When I stand up, when I film videos, I stand up, but when I color, I have to sit down. All right, so Real Red, I'm starting off with light Real Red. If you're not a big fan of coloring, this one is probably going to be good for you because it's not a lot of coloring. We're just coloring a few of the stripes and adding in some shadow lines. I'm going to switch to the dark Real Red. I'm just going to kind of go under his chin like that, and then maybe add a shadow line right there. All right, now I'm just going to use Real Red up here because I want it to be really red. See what I did there? It's called Real Red. I know, bad joke. Now, as I color this, let me tell you that if you look at my schedule for the remaining half of our 12 days, it's all temporary. Temporary maybe is not the right word. It's tentative. That's the right word. Because things are selling out so fast. So if you haven't looked at the last chance list, let this be a reminder to you. Check it out because things are selling out. So I might have to change stamp sets. I know one already has sold out. I think it's day 11. So I'll be making some switches as we get closer. I'm not going to make any switches until a day or two before. All right, now I've taken the Pool Party light and I've gone around the edge of his face, and I'm going to pull that color towards the middle with my color lifter. That's just giving our guy a little more dimension, giving us a little bit of a shadow. Okay, you could do this with smoky slate too, but I don't think it would. I think it would maybe dull the image a little bit. I like the Pool Party. Gives you a little bit of a bright color, and it matches the paper that we've used. So just pull that towards the center. It kind of will bleed out and lighten up a little bit. All right. Oh, that's not right. Oh, the things my brain does. All right, pumpkin pie right here, like that. All right, I'm gonna take my color lifter, and I think I'm gonna add my Wink of Stella, add a little bit of glimmer to the white parts here on the hat. Careful because it does pick up the color, so if you go over the red, it will pick that up. Okay, very good. Let's cut him out with our cut and emboss machine. Now I have cut some other things out ahead of time that I will show you in a second. I'm trying to find my dies. I put them halfway across the room when I set them down. Okay, let's line this up. Now be really careful when you line it up. Look at the arms, look at the hat. You don't want to cut this out and it be off center and have to start all over again with your coloring. All right, so now the other things that you need to cut out are a snowflake from that same designer series paper, 2 garden green trees, and a basic white stylish shape banner, and I'm going to use real red to stamp our snowflake wishes sentiment. May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. Now, I meant to tell you when I put that little strip of paper on the inside of this part right here, if you put adhesive along the bottom, that then becomes a gift card holder and you can slide a gift card in there. I totally forgot about that. So just FYI. Okay, let's start with our banner. Okay, and I need the bow to be, whoops, further over left. And we're going to put that right there. Now I'm going to take the trees and we're going to stick them in like that. And then our little snowman goes right there. And the snowflake, we're going to use, I think I'm going to use a glue dot on that. Let me get my glue dots over here off camera. And we'll put that right there. All right, now you want to use these faceted snowflake embellishments. Very beautiful. And they will add a little bit of sparkle to your little guy. We'll put one, how about down here? There we go. All right, and there is your pocket card. Also could be a gift card holder. Okay, let me clean up my mess and we'll make our treat box. Now the treat box has in it my favorite Christmas candy, the Reese's treat, peanut butter treat, king size, okay? I got these at Walmart, but I linked them on Amazon if you want to see them there too. All right, we're gonna start with a piece of real red cardstock. Let me look at my measurement so I can tell you it is 6 by 8 3/4. On the long side, we're gonna score it at 1 and 7 3/4. On the short side, we're going to score it at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, 4 1/2, and 5 1/2. All right, bone folder will help you get these burnished. Let's take this. This bone folder makes a nice little stocking stuffer. I have multiple of them because I lose them all the time. Lots of our items would make good stocking stuffers. Stampin' Blends, Wink of Stella, any of the embellishments. And depending on how big your stocking is, maybe even stamp sets. Okay, so now we're gonna cut off the little 1/2-inch rectangles on the ends, and then we're just gonna snip, 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 snip. All right, so now get your adhesive of choice, put it along that long and skinny 1/2-inch tab, fold over, and there's your box. Now fold in the bottom, you're gonna fold in the sides and the back, which is where that seam meets, and then fold in that front, okay? So now, we're going to put these in here and fold this in. Now, I'm not going to adhere it because we're going to use the ribbon to hold it closed. What you could do is just put a little tiny bit of adhesive just to hold it closed. See, it's not even holding it closed that much. All right, now I'm using a little sneak peek designer series paper. This is some Valentine paper that is coming out in January. You'll see me using it a bunch towards the end of December for my Valentine treats class that will come out in January. So be on the look for that. We're going to pull that pool party ribbon back out. I'm going to tie this closed. I'm going to tie the bow at the top of the box, not like on this top, but at the top of the front, because we're going to tie our tag on there. This Festive Friends die set has a great tag die that we're going to use. All right, so now let's take a look at what we have. We need to do our stamping. This time we're going to use Santa, cute little Santa, Memento Black on basic white. Okay, and then I'm going to use Real Red and basic black and Petal Pink. I didn't stamp him too well. Let's try again on the back side. Let's see. I think we might need to try that again. Oh yes, much better. All right, I'm going to start with Real Red Light this time. Color his hat. Get the dark. I'm going to use the brush end over here to add some shadowing, and then along the edge like that. And then you could take the light brush end of your light and just kind of pull that like that. Let's keep the light Real Red going here for his little shirt or his jacket. Carefully, don't want to get that white part staying white, so we want to be careful to make sure that we don't get any red in there. Now take Real Red Dark and pull all that down, that color like that, wherever there would be a shadow. Switch your light over to your brush end. Pull that down towards his belly like that and push that color out. All right, basic black, dark basic black for his boots and his mittens. There we go. I use Petal Pink for Santa's face because it's very pink. And then I'm going to take my dark Petal Pink and give him some rosy cheeks. Oh, don't forget about his ears. There we go. Wink of Stella. I'm going to do on the fur first and then on the rest of his hat. Now I say the fur first because it does pick up that red color. So you don't want to do the red and then go straight to the white. You can run it on the edge to get that kind of cleaned out. All right, cut and emboss machine. Now we are also going to cut out the tag, which we've already done. You're going to need to cut the tag from Pool Party cardstock and also the Peace on Earth glimmer paper. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. There's our Santa. Now look at the tag. See how I've got the little sparkles showing through? I've cut the tag from both the glimmer and the Pool Party. We're going to cut the little windows using the snowflake die in this set. All right, so I'm going to put it up in the top corner. And then on the bottom corner, like that, okay? So we've got those, and let's move this. And And when we glue these together, I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal, but I think it's probably better to use liquid glue. But I don't want to have to wait for it to dry for the video, so I'm just going to use Seal. When we glue these together, you can see that sparkle shining through the little snowflakes. All right, I have also cut out another basic white stylish shape banners, and I'm going to stamp Santa's coming to town in real red, and it's very crooked. Let's try that again. We'll use the back side. There we go. It's a little bit better. Not perfect. I didn't mount my stamps very well, it looks like, so that's why it's crooked. All right, Granny Apple Green tree. Then our cute little Santa with the dimensionals. Oops, let's go down. Actually, I need to do this backwards, don't I? I need to put Santa on the outside so that we can see our sparkly snowflake like that. And then we'll put our banner down here like, let's do it like that. Okay, so now all I have left is to get my real red baker's twine, red and white baker's twine, and we're going to tie this onto the bow. Now I also added a couple of rhinestones, but I don't see that I left the rhinestones out for me to use on the video, so I don't think I'm going to add them. But I could add some of our faceted snowflakes. Okay, snip, snip. And let's see, do I have the rhinestones? I do, they were hiding over here. All right, just a couple of rhinestones just to add a little more festive fun to our project. Okay, there we go. That's it for today. Today's 2 Festive Friends projects. Tomorrow, let's see what we're doing tomorrow. Christmas words, I believe, if I can find my paper. Yeah, Christmas words. So join me tomorrow for 2 projects using Christmas words. All right, everybody, click the link here on YouTube. Go back to my blog to get the measurements and supply list, and let me know if you have any questions. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.